Welcome, everyone. This is the Daily Share. I'm Mike Galanos, joining you from the T-Mobile Social Circle. We're still digging for answers in the tragic death of music icon Prince. Prince meant so much to so many, and we want to start the show today with the tributes from around the world.
To do what he did without fear was a wonderful thing.
He was entertainment in capital letters. You know, he loved what he did.
He could play classical music if he wanted to. He could play jazz if he wanted to. He could play country if he wanted to. He played rock.
He crossed every boundary, every genre. He broke through barriers.
Definitely an original and a one-of-a-kind. There truly was only one Prince.
I just want everybody to, spend some time reflecting on this American original.
He walked through this world like he believed he was free.
Free, emancipated, did his things his way, and we were all beneficiaries for it. And as we remember the life of Prince, we also want to know what happened. How did he die? An autopsy is being conducted as we speak, but it could take a while before we know the cause of death. There's a press conference scheduled for 4 p.m. Eastern by the Carver County Sheriff on the investigation. In the meantime, let's go through what we know right now. It's April 7th. Fans are lined up in front of the Fox Theater in Atlanta. Prince announces he's postponing back-to-back concerts. The reason he's got the flu. We've heard that a lot over the past 24 hours. Then, exactly a week later, it's April 14th, Prince performs at the Fox in Atlanta. And those there said he sounded great, does 2 80-minute sets. Then after the show, he's flying back to his home in Minnesota, and the plane has to make an emergency landing 48 minutes from his destination. Prince reportedly rushed to the hospital in Moline, Illinois. His publicist reassured fans he's fine and at home, but did not really explain further what exactly had happened. Then, a week ago, Friday, April 15th. Then the very next day, it's Saturday the 16th, Prince holds a dance party at his Paisley Park estate. He even tweeted about it, giving thanks for the love and support from fans and friends. Then it's Tuesday the 19th. He attends a jazz club concert in Minneapolis. Then tragedy. Yesterday, April 21st, he's found unresponsive in an elevator at his Paisley Park studios. Joining me now to talk about this, Dr. Devi Nampiaparampil, an assistant professor, NYU School of Medicine. I know there's a ton of questions we still have, a lot of information you still need, but you come on to this. What strikes you about the information we know right now? Debbie?
Well, first, I mean, it's such a tragedy, but looking at sort of the history and the fact that there was a diagnosis of flu, I mean, it could be the flu. I mean, most of us are used to thinking of flu as sort of a severe cold or maybe a stomach bug, but the actual influenza virus is deadly. So for certain people, even if they're completely healthy otherwise, it can infect your heart, it can affect all your organs and cause them to shut down, and it can cause this type of rapid or almost sudden death. So that's a possibility. I mean, the other things I would think about, of course, are if he had other medical conditions, things that we don't know about, any type of infection could potentially tip him over and cause either one to get worse, either the infection or the other medical problem, right? And of course, if somebody's being treated in the hospital or was seen by a doctor, you always wonder if they were being prescribed some type of medication that perhaps there was an allergic reaction or perhaps there was a drug-drug interaction between different things.
So one thing that I note, and you sounds like you do as well, he's found in an elevator. Does that tell you sudden death?
I mean, it tells me at least rapid to sudden. So there are a couple of things that could happen. I mean, ultimately, when people die, their heart stops working, right? So it could be something where the heart's having a problem pumping, which does happen with the flu, that suddenly it gets overloaded with fluid and it ends up in the lungs and then the heart stops pumping. Or it could be something where the electrical system of the heart stops working. So again, that can happen with viruses. It can also happen with bacteria.
So you're saying for us, for the layman, virus infects the heart, that could potentially cause a rapid decline and death.
Sure. Well, the virus affects the whole body. So for most of us, any type of virus, we usually get better pretty fast because our immune system sort of fights it. But in certain cases, it does affect the heart more so. And flu is one of the things that actually can do that a little bit more often than some of the others.
All right. So medical examiner is the autopsy being performed as we speak. What is the medical examiner looking for? What would you be looking for?
Well, the medical examiner at first looks for the same things that we look for in the hospital in a person who is coming in with these types of symptoms like a cold or just feeling generally sick. So first they'll look for signs on the outside of the body like a rash, for example, or any sign, something that points to a particular problem. A rash might point to a virus or a bacteria. Then they'll look, they can actually get x-rays, CAT scans, MRIs, the same tests that we do in the ER and in the hospital. They can actually get those things to take a look at the organs to see how things are working. And then, of course, afterwards, they will sort of open up the body and take a closer look at the organs to see, was the heart affected? Were the lungs affected? Is something pointing at a specific thing? So let's say, for example, the blood tests show that maybe he was having an allergic reaction, for example, or that there was some high level of medications, something that's too high, perhaps.
Okay.
So they look for all the things that we look for in people who are otherwise healthy as well.
Yeah, again, just 57 years old, and so many, again, who saw him just perform a week ago, said he sounded great and had seen him since and would never have known. Again, Dr. Devi Nampiaparampil, thanks again. And that's the two sides of this. On one hand, we grapple with this. We can't believe that someone that was just adored in the culture, loved his music, is gone, but yet in the same breath, we're celebrating his music and what he did for the culture, for all of us. Not only the music, but the man, a charitable man, a shy man, so many different dimensions to Prince. And join